going to be reading this, Outlander. I can't pronounce her name, but it'll be in the info ship part that's supposed to be in it. This is Chapter 1, Part 2. In the event there were no knit wearers loitering about the town square or patronizing the shops that surrounded it. There were a number of other people there, though mostly housewives of the Mrs. Barr type doing their daily shopping. They were garrulous and gossipy, and their solid print-clad presence filled the shops with a cozy warmth. A bitterness... no, not bitterness. A buttress. Okay. I like it the other way, but this is more funny. A buttress against the cold wind, cold mist of the morning outdoors. With as yet no house of my own to keep, I had little that needed buying, but enjoyed myself in browsing among the newly replenished shelves for the pure joy of seeing lots of things for sale again. Window shopping. It had been a long time rationing of doing without the simple things like soap and eggs, and even longer without the minor luxuries of life, like basically cologne. I can't pronounce it. I'm not butchering yet. My gaze lingered on a shop window filled with household goods, embroidered tea cloths, and cozy pitchers and glasses, a stack of quite homey pie tins, and a set of 3 vases. I had never owned a vase in my life. During the war years, I had, of course, lived in nurses' quarters, first at Pembroke Hospital, later at the field station in France, but even before that we had lived nowhere long enough to justify the purchase of such an item. Had I had such a thing, I reflected Uncle Lamb would have filled it with pot reds long before I could have got near it with a bunch of daisies. Quentin Lambert Bruchap, whatever Q means, to his archaeological students and, Q is a nickname, archaeological students and his friends. Dr. Butchup to the scholarly circles in which he moved, lectured, and had his being. But always Uncle Lamb to me. My father's only brother, and my only living relative at the time, he had been landed with me, age 5, when my parents were killed in a car crash. Posed for a trip to Middle East at the time, he had paused in his preparations long enough to make the funeral arrangements, dispose of my parents' estates, and enroll me in a proper girls' boarding school, which I had flatly refused to attend. Faced with the necessity of prying my chubby fingers off the car's door handle and dragging me by the heels up the steps of the school, Uncle Lamb, who hated personal conflict of any kind, had signed an exaggeration, and then finally shrugged and tossed his better judgment out the window along with my duly purchased round straw voter. What did he think? Rudley. More like Bratty. Thing. He muttered, seeing it roll mercifully away in the rearview mirror. Mudgely. I don't know. So he rolled merrily away in the rearview mirror as he wore down the drive in high gear. Always loathed hats on women anyway. He had glanced down at me, fixing me with fierce glare. One thing he said in off tones. You're not to play dolls with my Persian grave figurines, anything else, but not that. Got it? I had nodded, content, and had gone with him to the Middle East, to South America, to dozens of study sites throughout the world. I learned to read and write from the drafts of journal articles, to dig latrines and boil water, and to do a number of other things not suitable for a young lady of gentle birth, until I had met the handsome, dark-haired historian who came to consult Uncle Lamb on a point of French philosophy as it related to Egyptian religious practice. Even after our marriage, Frank and I led the nomadic life of jeweler faculty, divided between continental conferences and temporary frats until the outbreak of war had sent him to the officers' training and the intelligence unit at is it MI6 or MI16? Either way, confusing. I know, it's confused. And so, and me to nurses training. Though we had been married nearly 8 years, the new house at Oxford would be our first real home. Tucking my handbag firmly under my arm, I marched inside and brought the vases. The end.